So this time I'm going to show you how to open your database, how to add in a primary key, and how to add in more records. Okay, it's very rare that we will set up a database and from day one never need to add in any more customers or never need to add in any more staff, employees, that type of thing. Okay, so let's share screen. Firstly, I need to find my database and open it. So there's two ways of doing this. I can go back to my start menu and access. Remember, access is the name of the database. And if I've used my database recently, it will be sitting here. So I could open it from here. Okay, I modified this and used it 14 minutes ago, it says. Okay, so in there, employee practice 2, that was the name of my database. Another way of doing this is to go to my file menu, okay, file menu, and I know that I saved my database in my OneDrive, University of Highlands and Islands, and here it is in here, employee practice 2, okay, employee practice 2. So in this case, I'm just going to go in here, open this up. Here we go. I need to enable content. And if I want to open up my table of information, what I do is I click on my table. Okay, I need to click on it, double click, and here it comes. This is the information that we entered in just a few minutes ago. Okay, so this is my my table of information for my staff. What I want to do now is add a new field. So remember, a field is a piece of information, either surname or forename or department or such like. I can't do it from this view because this is data sheet view where I enter information. I need to add the new field in. So I want to go to design view, And down here, I'm going to enter a new field, okay? And this field is going to be called employee number. Okay. Employee number, and I'm going to make this, it's not actually going to be a number, I'm going to make it short text because it's going to contain a mixture of letters and numbers. Okay, so that's it. What I'm also going to do with this field is make this the primary key. So where it says up here for surname, I'm going to make this one sit in this area down here, highlight the entire row and press the primary key button up here. Remember I said your primary key had to be a unique identifier. Nobody else can have exactly the same number. So somebody else could have the same surname as me, somebody else could have the same forename as me, somebody else could have the same date of birth as me. They may start on the same date and they may have the same hourly pay grade. But employee number is mine and mine alone. Okay, that's my employee number. So before I do anything else, I must save this table. Okay, save the table. Remember, each time you go in and out, you're saving. The table is a file in its own right. Okay, so save, just using your save key. Okay, there we go. We don't have the information for there yet. Datasheet view. Yes, I want to save the table. Okay, right. It's not letting me do that, and the reason is there's no information in there just now. So keep surname as a primary key just now. Save the table, and we can come back and change the primary key once we have information within it. Okay, so this is quite a common mistake that people make within databases. So back in to my datasheet view, and what I'm now going to do, employee number. Remember, I can make this look nice by sitting on the right hand side till I get the cross, left mouse button, click along, and here we go. Employee numbers now showing. Okay, so employee number for James Grieve is going to be in capital TS 765. Okay, for Rafet it is going to be TS 932. For Rosemary, TF 347. For Scott, it is going to be, I've put these in the wrong way round, haven't I? Doesn't matter. TG 589. My people have been entered in a slightly different order, but it's showing you how to get the employee number in anyway. Okay, so there we go. That's it. I want to save this information. So again, save. Okay, now if I go back into design view, what I can do is come down, sit on employee number, and now I can set my primary key. So you can see that sets this quite easily now. It wouldn't set it before because there was no information within the table for the employee number. It was blank, okay? So we need a field with information within it. Back in data sheet view, do you want to save the table? Yes, the good thing about Access, it always reminds you to save the table, okay? We can see, here we go. So that's how to add in an extra field of information and also how to set primary keys. If we want to add in extra records, then we just carry on, okay? So we carry on. So in this case, what are we putting in? We're putting in Campbell, John, works in personnel. Start date is 12/7. 12, date of birth, sorry, 12/7/1960. Start date is 12/1/05, 12/1/2005. Hourly pay grade is 2, and John's employee number is TD112. Okay. Next, record. Remember, each of these is a record of information. Each line, each row is a record of information relating to one person. Okay. This is your field. These are your records. Okay. So columns are fields, rows are records. So the next person is Jones, Mari. Mari works in sales. Mari's date of birth is 2/2/1956, and Mari's start date is 12/1/2005. Mari's early pay grade is 3, and her number is TD113. Okay, and it says put in your own name next. Okay, so here we go. Again, path, work in administration. Date of birth, I'm not giving you my date of birth. Let's make me really, really young or something. Okay, so let's say 12/12/2000. I'm only 20 years old. I'm not even that. Isn't that fabulous? Start date, let's make me that I started very recently. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to use my calendar for the start date. And I'm just going to go back a couple of months and say that I started on the 12th of August. There we go. Hourly pay grade. Oh, I'm on pay grade 5. I wonder if that's up or down. Make sure that the 0 comes out, okay? And my employee number, TD114. There we go, okay? So I want to save this information now, save. So again, just click the save button up here, okay? And again, this is where I can now exit from my database. Okay, so exit, save, and come back. So that was assigning a primary key to a database. Okay, remember the primary key has to be a unique identifier. The reason it has to be a unique identifier is if we have relationships between different records, relationships between a salesperson and a customer, each need a primary key, a unique identifier, so we can see what that relationship is between them. Because as you progress in databases in months and years to come, you will find that we can have one-to-one relationships, one salesperson to one customer, or we can have one-to-many relationships. So we could have one customer has dealt with 5 different salespeople, or one salesperson has dealt with 5 different customers. So the reason for these unique identifiers is to make these relationships clear. And if you think about databases in terms of if anybody's ever booked an EasyJet flight online or something like that, when you put in your departure airport from flying from Inverness, you can fly to London Gatwick, you can fly to London Luton, you can fly to Bristol Airport. So each flight, each day has lots of different relationships going to those other airports, okay? So just think about it in that way. And then as a customer, I would have an entry in that database as well, okay? That's the way to think about it. But just to recap, we have covered assigning primary keys and we have covered adding in new records. That's it for today. Thank you.